right, take one more breath in child's pose. And then slowly start to make your way back into downward facing dog. Planting your palms, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh your breath out. Let's get ready to move again. We're going to go into Reverse and Salutation B series. On your inhale, bend your knees. Look towards your hands. And on your exhale, step your right foot forward. And then step your left foot to meet your right. This time we're going to bring the feet together. And I want you to leave a little bit of space at the top of your mat. So if you need to, step back just a touch. We're going to inhale to come halfway up. And then exhale to fold. Inhale to chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Reach your arms up and pause here. From chair pose, we're going to lift our heels up, coming onto the balls of the feet. For now, keep your knees squeezing together. Feel your thighs engage. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears and try to lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels. Take another inhale, staying up on your toes. As you exhale, release your hands down to the ground. We're going to stay on the toes. We're just going to separate the knees and we're going to set up for crow pose. So palms are flat, shoulders distance apart. Start to bend your elbows and bring your knees up onto your triceps towards your armpits. So we're going to find our balance here. Start to shift your weight into your hands. Feel your toes get light. Maybe start to lift one foot and then maybe start to lift the other. Keep your gaze forward so you don't tumble. Draw the big toes to touch and start to lift your heels up towards your glutes. Take another breath. And then slowly release your feet back down. Keep your feet together. Inhale, come back to chair pose. Seal your palms at the top, and as you exhale, hands to your heart center. Take another inhale. This time, sit your weight back into your heels, lift your toes, and on your exhale, twist over to your right. Hooking your left elbow outside of your right knee. Lift your right elbow towards the sky and try to stack your right shoulder blade onto your left. Slow down your breath. On your inhale, release your twist. Reach your arms back up. And on your exhale, straighten the legs forward, fold. Inhale, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your right foot back, and then step your left foot back, coming into plank pose. Take your inhale, shift forward, and on your exhale, lower halfway down to Chaturanga Dandasana. This time as you inhale, come onto the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Step your feet together at the back of your mat. On your inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Keeping your legs straight to start to roll your right hip open so it's stacking on top of your left without letting your right shoulder lift up. So keep the shoulders squared down. Flex your right foot, spread your toes apart, and then slowly start to bend your right knee. Drawing your heel towards your sit bones, lift your right knee a little higher towards the sky. Take one more breath here. On your inhale, straighten your right leg square off your hips. And on your exhale, step your right foot through to your hands, setting up for crescent lunge. So we're going to walk the feet to about hips width apart, maybe a little wider. And on your inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Now we're going to hook our thumbs, right thumb hooking in front of the left. And imagine that you wanted to draw the hands apart. So you're really engaging the arms and the shoulders here. Take another breath. Sink a little deeper into that front right knee. And now we're going to inhale to straighten the right leg, reaching the hands up towards the sky. And then exhaling, we're going to rebend the right knee and take a side bend over to the right. Inhale, come back to center, straighten the right leg, lift up. Exhale, bend the right knee and side bend to the right. Two more like that. Inhale, back to center, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee and side bend to the right. Last one, inhale. And exhale, side bend. This time, inhale, come back to center, keeping the right leg bent. And on your exhale, release your thumbs and take your hands all the way down to the floor. Take an inhale, high runner's lunge, lift your heart. And on your exhale, start to shift your hips back, straightening that right leg any amount as you fold forward. Release the crown of your head down towards the inner right foot. Option to keep the right foot flat or lift up onto the heel, maybe walk the hands back a touch. And just start to breathe down the back of that right leg for a moment. Inhaling, rebend your right knee, walk your hands forward. On your exhale, step back to a three-legged plank. Keep your right toes hovering off of your mat. On your inhale, shift forward. And on your exhale, lower halfway down. Plant down the top of the right foot and then onto the left. Take an inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Take one deep breath, stepping your feet together at the back of your mat. On your inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Without bending your knee, just open your hip, stacking left hip on top of right, flexing the foot, spreading the toes, keeping the shoulders squared down towards the ground. Stay here for one more inhale. And now on your exhale, bend your left knee, drawing your heel towards your sit bones. Take a couple breaths there. Keep drawing that left shoulder down, lifting the right shoulder up. On your next inhale, straighten your left leg, square off your hips. And on your exhale, step your left foot forward. Set up for crescent lunge. Separate your feet towards the sides of your mat for balance. And on your inhale, come up. This time we're going to hook the left thumb in front of the right. And then again, imagine that you wanted to pull the thumbs apart. So there's a lot of resistance there. Take one more breath here, sink a little deeper into your front left knee. And then inhale to straighten the left leg, reaching further up through the fingertips. And on your exhale, rebend the left knee and side bend over to your left. Inhale, come back up, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, side bend to the left. Inhale back to center as you straighten out that left leg. Exhale, knee bends, side bend to the left. One more time, inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, come back to center, keep your left knee bent. On your exhale, release your thumbs, hands all the way down to the floor. Take an inhale here in your high runner's lunge. And on your exhale, pull your hips back. Start to straighten that left leg any amount, maybe walking the hands back, maybe popping up onto the left heel. And then just allowing your torso to drape forward over your left leg. On your inhale, rebend your left knee, walk your hands forward. On your exhale, softly step your left foot back, but keep your toes hovering above your mat. Three-legged plank, take an inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down. Plant the top of the left foot, top of the right foot, inhale into up dog. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths there. Dropping the weight of your head down, relaxing your neck. And then inhale, bend both knees, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot this time, and then step your right. Keep that same distance at the top of your mat. On your inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Pause here. Come up onto your toes, lift your heels. Take an in-breath. And on your exhale, keeping the knees bent, place your palms down to the floor. Setting up again for crow pose. We're going to separate the knees, plant the palms, Slowly start to shift your weight forward onto your hands, keeping your gaze forward. And then again, maybe lift one or both feet off of your mat. If you're really experienced with crows, see if you can lift both of your feet at the same time. Take another breath. And then slowly set your feet back down. Inhale back to chair pose, seal your palms. Exhale, hands to heart center, twisting to the left this time. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee. Lift your left elbow towards the sky and stack your left shoulder blade onto your right. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale, chair pose, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, come halfway up. Exhale, step your left foot back first, and then step your right foot back, coming into plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale to lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your right knee, open up your hip. Inhale, straighten, square it up. And on your exhale, step your right foot forward. A little different this time in crescent lunge. We're going to pause here. Find your footing, and as you're ready, you're going to reach your arms back along your sides with your palms turned towards each other. So your thumbs are turned down, pinkies turned up. Take a couple breaths. Now from here, we're going to slowly extend the arms forward, and I want you to lengthen out your side waist here. So feel the space from your outer hips all the way up to your armpits, and then all the way up to your fingertips. Take one more breath. Rooting into both feet. Inhale, rise all the way up to crescent lunge. Look up, seal your palms, find your balance. And on your exhale, hands back down to the ground. Step back to plank pose. Bring your feet together. From here, we're going to roll over to the right side, Vashisthasana. And we're going to lift the left arm up towards the sky. Now we're going to sweep the left arm over the left ear. A way to modify this is to drop your right knee down. Otherwise, keep the feet stacked. Hover your left foot off of your right. Take an inhale. On your exhale, draw your left elbow and your left knee together. Inhale to lengthen out. We're just doing 5. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Last 3, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Last 2, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Last 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come down into plank. Take an inhale and either exhale, press back to down dog, or exhale, bend your elbows. This time lower all the way to your belly. Point your toes back. Inhale, lift into cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Second side, inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Inhale, straighten, square it off. And on your exhale, step your left foot forward. Pause in your high runner's lunge. Set your feet up so you have some balance so that you can reach your arms back along your sides. Draw your shoulders out of your ears. Draw forward through the center of your chest and the crown of your head. Soften your gaze. From here, we're going to sweep the arms forward alongside the ears. Take a couple more breaths. And then rooting evenly into both feet. Inhale, rise all the way up to crescent. Seal your palms, lift your gaze. And exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Step back to plank pose with the feet together. Vashisthasana to the left this time, right arm to the sky. Same option, you can drop your left knee down for support. Otherwise, reach your right arm over your right ear. Hover your right foot off of your left, take an inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Last 3, exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale into plank pose. Take an in-breath there. Exhale, either downward facing dog or lower all the way down. Cobra pose on the inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take 3 deep breaths, either resting in down dog, or if this doesn't feel like a resting pose, come down into child's pose. If you're in down dog, drop your head, relax your neck. If you're in child's pose, relax your shoulders. Take 1 more deep breath. And then lower down onto hands and knees. Before we come into our flow, make sure that you have your block or your water bottle handy at the top of your mat towards the right side. Okay, and then we're going to come back into downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh your breath out. Step your feet together at the back of your mat. On your inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. On your exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. And on your inhale, straighten your right leg square off your hips. And on your exhale, draw your right knee to your left tricep. From here, we're going to extend the right leg out. Come down to the outer edge of the foot and then turn to the inner edge of your left foot. Right palm stays rooted, left arm to the sky. Either stay here or for your last few breaths, try to lift your outer right foot away from the ground, any amount. One more breath. Good. Now, from here, we're going to come back into 3-legged dog. So plant your left palm, pivot to the ball of your left foot, and take your right leg to the sky. Deep inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to your hands. Turn your back heel down, line up heel to arch for warrior 2. And we're going to pause here. Soften your shoulders, extend your arms out. Take your gaze out over your right fingertips. And maybe just close your eyes, feeling the shape of your body. Take a couple more breaths here. Try to sink a little deeper into that front right knee. Try to balance the pressure, the weight that you have in the front and the back leg. From here, turn your right palm up. On your inhale, find reverse warrior, left hand lightly down the left leg, right arm overhead. Stay here for your exhale, sink a little deeper in your front right knee. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, come forward to extended side angle. Right forearm to right thigh and left arm reaching up over the left ear. And then turn the pinky down towards the ground as you lift the thumb up towards the sky. Use the pressure of the right arm on the right leg to gently draw the right knee open. But try not to dump all of your weight down onto that right arm. Lengthen from your left heel all the way up to your left fingertips. One more deep breath. On your inhale, come back up to warrior 2. Straighten your front right knee. Walk your left foot in just a touch. And now as you inhale, reach forward through your right fingertips as you pin your right hip back. And on your exhale, lower your right hand either onto your shin, or this is maybe where you want to use your block or your water bottle, outside of your right foot, and take your left arm straight up towards the sky. Depending on your neck, you can look down towards your right foot, you can look out to the side, or you can take your gaze up towards your left thumb. Slow down your breath. Turning your right or your left palm forward, sweep your left arm forward over your left ear. Again, find that length through the left side body. And either stay here, or to strengthen through the obliques, reach your right arm forward. Imagine you had that block between your palms. So without letting the chest dump down towards the floor, keep spinning the left side ribs up. Take one more breath. And then release the arms. Come back into triangle pose. Take one breath here. And then rebending the right knee. Let's come back up into warrior two. Turn your right palm up. On your inhale, reverse. And on your exhale, circle your hands all the way down to the floor. Just for a moment, set your block to the side. Pivot onto the ball of your left foot. We're going to come back into crescent lunge. On your inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Seal your palms overhead. Take one more in-breath, maybe look up. And on your exhale, hands come down to heart center. On your inhale, shift forward over your right leg. And on your exhale, softly glide into warrior three. Keep your hands to heart center. Keep your gaze towards the floor. Feel that your left hip isn't rolling up above your right. So hips are squared, left toes and kneecap facing towards the floor. Now we're going to keep the left hand to heart center. Here's where you may want to have your block or your water bottle again. We're going to release the right hand down to the floor, or the block, or the water bottle. And now we're going to slowly stack the left hip onto the right as we lift the left arm up towards the sky for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So now your toes and your kneecap of your left foot are facing towards the side wall. And again, your gaze can be down, out to the side, or up towards your left thumb. If you want a little more length through the left side, turn your left palm forward and sweep your arm over your ear. Soften your gaze, try to slow down your breath. And then bending in your right knee, we're going to slowly step it back to warrior two. Turn your right palm up one more time on this side. Inhale, reverse. And on your exhale, circle your hands back down to the floor, this time stepping back into plank, top of a push-up, feet together. Now we're going to roll back into Vashisthasana over onto the left palm, right arm to the sky. And this time we're going to take it into Wild Thing. Lift your right foot up, bend your knee, set the ball of your foot down behind your left leg, and then start to lift your heart as you arch your spine, sweep your right arm overhead. One more deep breath. And then slowly we're going to bring it back to a three-legged plank. Plant your right palm. Pivot to the ball of your left foot. Keep your right foot hovering. Take an inhale. On your exhale, lower through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Drop the weight of your head. Relax your neck. Catch your breath. And then feet together at the back of your mat, second side. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. On your exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Inhale, straighten, square it off. And on your exhale, left knee to right tricep, find your twist. And then extend your left leg out to straight. Turn down to the inner edge of your right foot, peel your right arm up towards the sky. Either stay here or lift the outer left foot off of the ground. One more breath. And then we're going to slowly bring it back into three-legged dog. Release your right hand to the floor. Lift your left leg to the sky. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, step your left foot forward. Turn your right heel down. Warrior two, second side. On your inhale, come up. Again, we're going to pause for a few breaths. Soften your gaze over your left fingertips. Relax your shoulders, but firm up your arms. Maybe close your eyes. Check back in with your breath. and then left palm up. On your inhale, reverse warrior. Pause here for your exhale. Sink a little deeper in your front left knee. Take another in-breath. And then exhaling, come up and over to side angle. Left forearm to left thigh. Right arm up over the right ear. Rotating the pinky side down. Thumb up. Using the left elbow to just gently press the left knee open without dumping too much weight onto the left arm. Take one more breath in extended side angle. And then on your inhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten your front left knee. Step your right foot forward just a couple inches. Take an inhale, reach forward through your left fingertips, pinning your left hip back. And on your exhale, left hand to your shin or to your block. Right arm straight up towards the sky. Trikonasana triangle pose. Keeping your gaze down or out to the side or up towards your right thumb as you tuck your tailbone down towards your back right heel. Turning the right palm forward, sweep your right arm overhead. Stay here or add your left arm, strengthening through the obliques, keeping the center of the chest revolving open. One more breath. And release, come back into triangle pose. As you bend your left knee, slowly come back up to warrior two. Left palm up, inhale, reverse. And exhale, circle your hands down to the floor. Pivot to the ball of your right foot, set up for crescent lunge. Once you find your balance, on your inhale, come up, seal your palms. And on your exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling forward over your left leg. On your exhale, step lightly to warrior three, Digasana. Again, hips are squared, toes and kneecap of the right leg facing towards the ground. Cinch in around your waist. You're using your abdominals to support your spine. Take one more breath. And then keeping your right hand to heart center, slowly release your left hand down, either to your block or to the floor. And then slowly start to peel open. So you stack your right hip on top of your left. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Toes and kneecap turn towards the side wall. Find one point to gaze at to help you balance. Right palm turns forward. Sweep your right arm forward over your right ear. And then slowly bending in the left knee. Step all the way back to warrior two. Turn your left palm up. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, hands all the way down to the floor. Step back into plank pose with the feet together. Roll to Vashisthasana on the right. Left arm to the sky. And then lifting your left foot, softly step the ball of the foot to the floor. Arch your spine, lift your heart as you sweep your left arm overhead. And then slowly back to a three-legged plank. Try to keep your left toes hovering as you come back to center. Take an inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down. Cobra pose on the inhale, maybe up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh the breath out. On your inhale, lower down onto your knees. And then make your way into a seat, rolling off to one side and extending your legs forward. Ooh, I'm sweaty. So we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold from here. We're going to start to cool it down. Let's go ahead and separate your feet. You can stay facing the front of your mat, or you can turn towards the long end of your mat, your choice. Turn your toes and your kneecaps up towards the sky so the legs are really engaged here. Another great place to use your block, if you have it. We're just going to slowly walk the hands forward until we start to feel a stretch down the inner thighs. You can use your block here as a support underneath your head, or you can use it underneath your arms. Just an option if you don't want to use it. Hands to the floor. Try to keep your spine lengthening so the center of the chest is still drawing forward, but then let your neck and your head relax. We're going to take about 10 deep breaths here. See if there's anywhere that you're holding tension that you can soften. Maybe again around the eyes or around the jaw, around the shoulders. Slowly walk yourself back up. We're going to keep the legs wide and we're going to take one last side bend. So we're going to start by placing the right forearm onto the right thigh or inside of the right leg and sweep your left arm overhead. More flexible yogis, you might reach a little further with those left fingertips and try to connect them to your right foot while still spinning your chest open. So again, we're not dumping the chest down towards the ground, we're lifting the top right, left ribs. Last breath. And then slowly come all the way back up. Right into the second side. Lower your left forearm to your left leg or to the floor. Right arm sweeping overhead. Maybe touching the right fingertips down onto the left toes as you continue to lift the right side ribs and the center of the chest towards the sky. One more breath. And then slowly come all the way back up. We're going to scoop the hands underneath the knees, draw the legs together, and extend them down to straight. And then shake out the feet, shake out the knees. We're going to take one more seated forward fold before we come down onto our backs. This time with the legs together, Paschimottanasana. So again, flex your feet, quadriceps are engaged. That's going to help your hamstrings to stretch. Reach your arms up towards the sky as you inhale. And on your exhale, try to keep lifting up and out of your lower back as you drape your belly down over your thighs, reaching towards your feet. If you can't grab your feet, hands resting on your shins or on the floor. If you have more space to fold, you can use your block at the base of your feet. A little extension there and grab onto your block. Take another inhale, lift the center of the chest, lengthen the spine. And on your exhale, fold in. Follow your breath in and out through your nose. It's a little restrictive to take deep inhales in a forward fold, so just do your best to breathe in as deeply as you can. And use your exhale, that space you make as you press the air out, to fold in a little deeper. Inhale, release your fold, walk your hands up, soften your knees, shake it out. And then bending your knees, place the soles of your feet down, draw your hips forward, reach your arms forward, palms turned up. Take an inhale to lift your lower back, lift the center of your chest, glue your feet down, And as you exhale, just slowly start to round down. One vertebra at a time, coming down onto the floor. Until you release all the way down onto your back. Now turn your palms down and walk your heels in a little closer towards your hips. Keep your feet and your knees hips width apart. We're going to take one back bend. So we're going to start in bridge. On your inhale, press into your feet. Slowly lift your hips up. So you're resting on your shoulders and the back of your head. But without tucking your chin towards your chest, try to lift your chest up towards your chin. So you're still lengthening the back of your neck. You can either stay here in bridge pose, or if you want to take it into wheel, you're going to bring your hands up alongside your ears with your fingertips facing towards your heels. And then hugging your elbows in, come up onto the top of your head to start. Again, hug your elbows in, and then slowly press all the way up. Whether you're in bridge or in wheel, try not to let the knees splay out. So we're internally rotating the thighs. Take another in-breath wherever you're at. And then use your exhale to slowly come back down. Pressing the spine back down one vertebra at a time till the sacrum and the hips rest down. And from there, let's bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. Supta Baddha Konasana, resting the hands on the belly, softening the shoulders. As you inhale, full belly breaths, let your belly press up into your palms. And as you exhale, feel your belly and your hands gently drawing back towards your spine. 2 more breaths. And then drawing the knees back together, placing the soles of the feet flat. We're going to stretch our outer hips and then take a spinal twist before Shavasana. So right ankle to the top of the left thigh, flex your right foot. Lift your left foot up, reach through and grab onto your hamstrings. Use the clasp of your hands to draw your left leg in towards your body. And as you do that, you're going to use your right elbow to gently press your right leg away from your body. Just until you start to feel a sensation in your outer right hip. Relax your shoulders back. Maybe close your eyes. And staying fully present and focused even as we slow down here. Just continue to follow your breath. See if you can intentionally take your inhales down to your outer right hip space. Just finding a little release there. One more deep breath. At the bottom of your exhale, release hold of your left foot. Let your left foot come down. And now we're going to cross the right leg all the way on top of the left. So we're closing the gap between the legs. Extend your arms wide like a T. Take your hips over to the right side of your mat. Bring your knees in towards your chest and then lower your legs over towards the left side of your mat. Keeping your right arm extended, bend your left elbow, place your hand onto your right leg and just gently draw yourself down into your twist. If this is too much for your upper back, you can release the your lower back. You can release the crossing of your legs and stack your knees. Find a space you can settle into for your last few breaths. If it feels okay for your neck, you can take your gaze over towards your right palm. And let's take a cleansing breath here as we end our twist. Take an inhale through your nose. And then open your mouth and sigh your breath out. Release your left arm out. On your inhale, lift your knees back up. Hips back to center. Uncross your right leg from your left and then bring your knees into your chest. Make a few circles around with the legs together or gently rock side to side. And then second side, release your right foot down to the floor and cross your left ankle onto your right thigh. Lift your right foot up, reach through, clasp onto the back of your leg. As you hug your right leg in towards your body, use your left elbow to gently press your right leg away from you. Shoulders soften back. Maybe just closing the eyes, again following the breath. Letting the breath still be the center point, the focus of the practice. And rather than using the breath now to guide our movement, we're using the breath to make space. Take one more here. Bottom of your exhale, release your right foot back down to the floor and then cross your left leg all the way onto your right. Open your arms wide, palms turned up, and this time your hips will go to the left side. Hug your knees in towards your chest and lower your legs over to the right side. Taking your right palm onto your left leg to gently draw yourself into your twist. Keeping your gaze up or looking over towards your left palm. Slow deep breath in and out through the nose. One more deep inhale through your nose, fill all the way up. And then through the mouth, exhale. Release the breath out. Re-extend your right arm wide. Inhale to lift your knees back up. Hips back to center. Uncross your left leg from your right. One more time, knees to chest. This time let's take a happy baby pose. Reach up for the outer edges of your feet. Bend your knees to 90 degrees. Then gently rock yourself side to side, massaging down onto the full length of the spine. As you're ready, come back to center, release hold of your feet, and then let your legs extend all the way down to the floor. Let your heels relax down to the ground, feet softly splay to the sides. And then taking the arms down along your sides, turn your palms up, feel your shoulders soften back. Gently close your eyelids down over your eyes. And taking one last controlled breath to settle into our rest. Deep inhale through the nose. Pause at the top of the breath, see if you can sip in just a little more air. And then exhale, release the breath out. And then allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. As you take these few moments to rest, letting your body absorb your practice, softening in completely. going to rest in your Shavasana. I encourage you to stay. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath again. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. To inhale and exhale. And with your next in-breath, draw your legs together. Reach your arms up overhead. Take a big stretch through the whole center of your body, fingertips to toes. And then bending your knees, place the soles of your feet to the floor. Slowly roll over onto one side of your body. Pausing there for a moment in fetal position. Letting your head rest down on your arm. And then taking your time, press yourself all the way up to a comfortable seat. Coming back to where we started our practice. Sitting up nice and tall, shins crossed. This time with the hands to heart center. And with the eyes closed, keeping the gaze inward, just take a couple of moments here to check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling at the end of your practice. Honoring the space you've made in your physical body and in your mind. And with that space, with that clean, clear slate, set an intention here for the rest of your day. And with deepest gratitude, thank yourself for coming to your practice today. Let your lips curl up into a smile as you blink your eyes open. Namaste. Thank you.